Hi friends, we're back in Belleville, as you can see by now I'm realizing my not so clean hotel room. It's fine, let's just ignore it. I thought since we're here, we should go check out a thrift store. I was watching my old thrifting video that we did in Belleville a few weeks ago, and I realized I mentioned Salvation Army like 3 to 4 times, and we never went. I'm like, what's up with that? I feel like we should go check it out. So that's what we're gonna go do today. I may end up checking out another thrift store because I have no clue if this is a big one, a small one. Like in Hamilton, our Salvation Army was so tiny for the longest time. And then this last year, they like supersized it. So I really have no clue if it's gonna be a big store here. And I thought, like, if it is big, that's great. If it's not, we might just go out and check out one of the other stores that we were at last time. Maybe eventually ponder into Value Village. You know my thoughts on Value Village. Not my favorite thrift store. Way too expensive. And yeah, just not my vibe. But I thought for sure we would go to Salvation Army today. Let's make a coffee first and then let's head on out. Okay, we got our cup full of coffee creamer. I got the cinnamon cookie dough from Earthone. First time ever trying it. I've heard of it and I've always wanted to try it, but it's not in any of my grocery stores near me. And this place doesn't have like good coffee at all. It tastes really burnt, and the only stuff that they have is milk and cream, which if you know me, I drink oat milk in my lattes. And I tried just drinking it with cream last week, wasn't a vibe. And I was like, Walmart's down the road, let me pick some up on my way in. And I saw that they had it and I was really excited. And I've only had one little cup of coffee with it this morning. Delish, so good. I like a creamy coffee because I love a latte, and a little sugar doesn't hurt. I am trying to get better though and drink less sugar. But since I cannot make a latte on the road, we're just enjoying the coffee creamer journey. I also don't know if this is anything, but when I thrift, I cannot have my hair down. Probably because it's just so long and it just like gets everywhere. I don't know. I always have to throw her up in a ponytail just because like maybe it's too much stimulation with like my fanny pack and like trying to look at all this stuff, like especially when I grocery shop, I have to wear it up. So if you put a grocery bag on and my hair's so long, it gets caught in the grocery bags and it drives me crazy. I do have love long English. I do love having long hair, but sometimes it's just a lot when you go out. So we've run into a little bit of a snag. Apparently, there is actually no Salvation Army thrift store. When I was looking on the map, I did see Salvation Army, so I automatically assumed it was a thrift store. So when I looked it back up on the map, that was actually the food bank. And then there was another one on the map, which when I Googled Salvation Army thrift store, it popped up. So I drove here, and it's a church and a community center, which is great. Which is interesting that they are like present in the community, but they don't have a thrift store, considering the fact that like this city has a lot of thrift stores. Anyways, so apparently we can't go. I'm just gonna go look up another one and drive to it, and let's see if it is one. It's one I've never heard of. Looks like it's like a local one only. So we're gonna go see if it's an actual thing because there's no website or anything like that attached to it. If it's another bust, I might just take us back to Mission Thrift, my good old favorite. Oh, it is 0 for 2 today. Nothing even existed. I was kind of worried. I don't know. I came up on the map as like a thrift store, but like I said, there was no website, no nothing. So I was like, I'll just give it a shot. Why not? Try it out. Nothing exists. However, I have not been to this part of the city, and when I was driving here, I drove past beautiful, beautiful old buildings, like gorgeous architecture. It looked like an institute of some sort, and I saw it's a school for the deaf. Oh, gorgeous place for them to go to school. I thought that was just so cool. Like, I don't know, there's just like a beautiful old building. And then I also drove past the Church of Jesus of Latter-day Saints, and I love watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I bet the Mormons here are probably a lot different than in Utah. But I was like, I didn't even realize Canadians had a lot of Mormons, to be quite honest. Feels like more American to me. However, I'm like 99% sure that my aunt's sister became Mormon. It's either Mormon or Jehovah's Witness. But I just remembered she turned religious and joined like a different religion from the one she was brought in and stuff. Anyways, just interesting. You know what? We're just gonna go back to our good old trusted Mission thrift store. Honestly, I don't really feel like driving somewhere else and not finding a thrift store. There's like one or two other like unique stores here, but they are labeled more as a vintage store. I'm not much of a vintage goer. It's not my budget, to be honest. And I feel like the good part about thrifting, when especially like going to an actual thrift store, is the hunt. And when you find something good and you see it's like $3, amazing. Because you go to a vintage store and everything is nice, but then everything's like $40, $60. And it's just, you don't get that thrill from it as much. So we're gonna go back to the Mission Thrift. It was really great when we went like 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago. I don't know how long ago it was now. And I bought those gorgeous, gorgeous cups, and they look amazing in my kitchen. So honestly, it'll just be a fun ride. We have arrived at Mission Thrift. So happy to be here. And I did remember to bring my little coupon card this time. I knew if I was coming to Belleville, I had to put it back in my wallet. I also, as I was driving into the plaza, saw someone coming out with a lampshade with scalloped edges. Gorgeous. A little jealous, but let's go see what we can find.
Of course, I am always happy every time I get to go to a Mission Thrift. It is just my favorite store. And even though we were here just 4 weeks ago, I'm still able to see such cool new finds. Like, for example, these cups. And oh my goodness, okay. Well, not the candlesticks. I still need a blue or purple candlesticks, yet thrift stores only have white or red. I don't know what's up with that. And this gorgeous little paper flower wall for spring, which makes me so happy now, especially because it is getting warmer outside. And I always love looking at the little tea sets. They have so many, and I have seen gorgeous tea sets over the years. Always thought about thrifting it, but then I'm always like, where would I actually put it? But I just love the idea. And this old mirror, my roommate used to have this in her room years ago, and I just love it. Same with this like grandma core etched in mirror. I think that'd be so cute in like a bathroom. I don't know. I was kind of in love with it, but I have nowhere to put it, so I left it there. This looked like it like belonged in a wine cellar type painting vibes, very like Italian, and I wasn't sure what this was, so I just went along my way. But if you guys keep paper towels on your counter, that grandma core thing would be so cute. And then someone dropped this entire collection of these random heads that have like I think they were like cups. I'm not sure. Please tell me what they were. I did love this vase. I thought the concept was super cool. The color was gorgeous, but I already have like 3 vases and I really don't use them that often as is, so I did leave it behind. I also saw a crock pot, and if you know, I got my crock pot from a thrift store and I love her so much, and she's got flowers all over it. So I always love seeing what they have there just in case my crock pot ever gives out. And these cups, so insanely gorgeous. I wanted them so badly. They look like little fun champagne glasses. Also, if you guys know what this is, it's like a water basin from like the 1800s. I don't know. I just thought it was cool that somebody had it in their house to this day and just dropped it off at a thrift store. I did quickly look in the clothes section. I didn't see anything that was super crazy that I loved. I did like this red knit, but it was all acrylic, which I don't love. And I did see a fall sweater, which was kind of cute, but I'm in like my spring mode. Saw this vest last time as well. I still love the concept, but I did not pick it up just because I don't know why. Also, this hutch, gorgeous. I really want a hutch in my kitchen.
Okay, we're all done Mission Thrift. I felt like today, like, there was cool stuff, but last time I feel like it was definitely hitting more. I wasn't gonna get something for the longest time, but I kept thinking about this gorgeous painting. I love the frame, I love the painting itself. It's just not my, I guess, usual style. However, I've always loved these kind of things when I go to thrift stores, and generally they're not paintings, they're generally like pieces of, I don't want to say digital artwork because, or prints, that's the word. Prints. Like they are like a painting, but it's like a print of a painting. Anyways, this is a real painting, which is my preference. And it's just gorgeous. It was $10. Honestly, I thought it would look, I was debating. So I was like, this cannot go on by my gallery wall because it's not a like, my gallery wall is very like nature-esque vibe. And I was like, this wouldn't fit there. So I was really trying to figure out if I was going to get it, where would it go? And honestly, I feel like it would look good in Josh and I's room. And I've been really trying to like style that more and bring it out a bit more since for the longest time we had like nothing on the walls. It was very plain. I just thought that'd be gorgeous. Right now, behind like our door, I have a painting up, but it is literally up in a plastic bag because I thrifted it for $2. It's kind of a Christmas painting because there's a reef on it, and I refuse to take it out of the plastic until I find a frame, and I haven't yet. So I feel like all year round in the plastic bag's a little weird, but I thought this behind the door would be so pretty. It's blues, it's greens, exactly like our room. But when I went up to the cash, it was funny. I was like, oh, I have, the card for you guys. And they're like, oh, do it here. Like, where are you from? I was like, oh, Hamilton. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was like city based. She's like, no worries. Like, it's up to the store to decide. But if people come and they have cards, like, we'll honor it and give you a discount. So, like in Hamilton, you just scan it and collect points off, and then you can use those points for future purchases. Here, she just gave me $1 off, so it was $9.99 minus $1, so $8.99. Which, you know me, I love a good sale, and I was like, oh, fun. So yeah, I thought that was so interesting. I didn't know that. Like, I've gone to the thrift store, just two in Hamilton. They both do it, and Burlington does it too. So I didn't realize that all the way up in Belleville, like, they didn't. But the fact that they still gave me a discount was so sweet. I'm gonna have to show you guys this up in the room. It's also like such a homey vibe. Also, I think like if this is like a painting of your house, like, gorgeous. I actually really, really, really someday want to get a painting of my childhood home. My parents sold it last summer. I feel like right now, if I were to have it, it would still make me very sad and sentimental. But eventually, one day, I will get a beautiful painting of my childhood home, because I guess the house itself is not necessarily gorgeous, more so the fact like that I grew up there, but also it had beautiful gardens. I don't know. I just love the whole vibe. I was also thinking about the fact of like why I love the vibe of like paintings of old homes. It's because I grew up in a house where we always had artwork of literally old homes, and there's just something about it that just to me seems so homey and nostalgic. And I've always wanted to incorporate one in my house, but I just haven't found the right one yet, because I really wanted painting. Like, if I'm gonna throw something, I 90% want it to be an actual painting, unless it's like a frame that I love or a concept that I love. Then I'm like, okay, getting something different. But most of the times I try to get real paintings, just because like they're gorgeous, and why wouldn't you? And yeah, my house growing up, we always just have like these beautiful old homes in all my rooms, the dining room, the living room, above my parents' bed. And I just would always look at them as a kid, and I loved them so much. And I wanted to live in them when I was a kid. So I think that's why, like, when I look at it, it just feels so homey to me. So I'm like, I think that'd just be so cute in our bedroom. Hi, friends. It is the next day in the afternoon again. We ended up going home yesterday, and then this morning I was busy, but I thought we could go back to Lee's while we were here. I absolutely had the best thrift store last time. We got these amazing mugs for camping that I've been looking for so long, and I'm actually on the hunt right now for a frame, which, I mean, is weird because I'm always looking for artwork and frames. However, a long time ago, like over a year ago, I thrifted a puzzle, which is just so random because I'm not really into puzzles, but it's a provincial park puzzle for Ontario. And Josh and I love camping, and we collect all the provincial park stickers. And the puzzle is literally all the provincial park stickers and stuff, just like all together. And then it says like Ontario parks on it. And I just thought, you know what? It's so cool. It's different than like a painting. It's something fun, but we've never made it because I'm like, I don't want to make the puzzle and then just break it apart again. Like, I want to put it up as decor somewhere, maybe in like our office or in the living room. We still haven't decided, but I need a frame for it. It's 18 by 24 inches. So I did actually pack a little measuring tape. Where is it? I want to double check I have it. Yeah. I think this is actually for clothes. I don't know. My mom gave it to me, and it's great. And I checked, it has enough for 18 to 24 inches. So we're on the hunt for that, because I was like looking up frames. I never buy new frames, but I thought, oh, if it's a puzzle and I need a specific size, I'll just go to the dollar store and paint it a fun color to match the puzzle, because the puzzle's very blue and green, very my vibe. And there's no big ones at the dollar store, and then everywhere else they're like $17 plus, and that's just like so expensive for someone that considers like thrifting frames all the times. Anyways, I was like, you know what? If I'm not gonna love it brand new, which I won't because I love old frames more, I might as well try to thrift one. And it doesn't have to be gold or necessarily wood, because we could paint it, like I said, or obviously if I like the gold or wood. Although I don't think I would do gold. I just don't think gold will go up. Anyways, so we are gonna go in, check it out, measure some frames, and see what we can find.
Absolutely love that this Delise has a huge decor section. It's just so much fun walking around and looking. Like this tiny little entryway table, which is so cute. They have so many frames, which is amazing if you're starting out a gallery wall. Like this moody painting of flowers, which I really did like, but it's not exactly the vibe that I have for my gallery wall. This teapot gorgeous with the gold accents. You never really see teapots with gold accents, I find. And then I found literally the baking pot of my dreams. It hurt me to leave it here, but one, it was huge, and I just don't know what one would cook in it. Like, I was so confused, so I had to leave it behind. And then absolute highway robbery. These are the exact mugs that I thrifted like 3 weeks ago. My lids were a little like hot pink though, and I got them for like 130 or something, and those were 415. I was shocked. I did end up walking over to Valley Village, and that is my couch that I have in my living room, except for the back is a little bit different, but everything else size-wise, pattern-wise is the exact same, and it was $20 there, and I bought mine for 50.
I feel like I've underestimated how big an 18 by 24-inch frame is. I didn't see a single one that was big enough in Talese. Honestly, I didn't really see much stuff in Talese. There was like a few cute things, but when I was looking at frames, this one guy came up, and it was like when I first started looking at them, and I was measuring like the biggest one there, and he came up and like was at a pile at the end, went through it really fast and grabbed a piece. It was the most gorgeous like painting of trees, and I only got like quick glimpses at it, so I think it was a real painting, but I'm not 100% sure. And it was so pretty, and then he just grabbed it and left, and I feel like he knew it was there because like it was like hidden. Like if I had saw like a piece of it, I definitely would have looked at it. I was like, oh my gosh, and he just like walked away real fast, and I was like, and he didn't look at any other frames, just the end row. So he got a really nice frame, or I guess a really nice painting. But then I ended up walking over to Valley Village. Honestly, I was really contemplating going. You cannot convince me. I'm sorry. If you love Valley Village, you just cannot convince me it's fun in Valley Village. Like every thrift store I go to, Valley Village is always like the dirtiest, which like I don't really care that much, but it's like always such a weird contrast between other thrift stores. Like it's the dirtiest and the most expensive. And I'm like, and I was always so packed at Valley Village. I'm like, I don't understand. Am I missing something here? I don't know. And the frames that were like big, they had big ones, $50. $50. I'm like, that is crazy work. I'm not spending $50 on a secondhand frame. Like, I don't know. I just like, I quickly walked in there. I was like, I cannot have fun in here. Every time I look at a price of something, is outrageous. So I just literally left. Yeah. I don't know. I really, really, really want a frame, and I really want to thrift it because it's more sustainable that way, but also it's proving kind of difficult. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do.